Hey guys, it's Melanie. Welcome to the last in-depth candle review of the day. I hope you are having a fantastic evening. If you missed it a little bit earlier today, I did upload 2 additional candle reviews. The first was of the Homeworks Woodside Holiday Traditions from the Elton John collection. And the second video was the Voluspa Silver Birch Peppercorn fragrance. If you are interested in my thoughts on either of those 2 fragrances and you missed the earlier reviews, I'll go ahead and link them in the description box right below this video here. But in this video, we are going to take a look at the last candle that I have to review from the most recent Kringle Winter Flight collection, and this is Winter Frost. I will post my other 2 reviews from this collection in the description box down below. Again, feel free to check those out if you are so inclined. But let's go ahead and dig into this gorgeous fragrance here. I'll link where you can find it in the description box and pop a discount code down there for you. If you're interested, you can save 15% off with that affiliate discount code. All right, the scent description reads, Winter Frost, the delicate beauty of a tranquil, snow-draped winter forest is captured in this spectacular scent. So not really a whole lot in terms of what you're gonna get from this fragrance in this description. So let's go ahead and dig into the fragrance notes here. The top notes are floral and herbal. The mid notes are mint and green. The base is musk and again, green. So we have green mentioned twice. So let's go ahead and get started with the top notes here. Do I smell a floral component? I didn't so much smell a floral component on cold sniff, but now that I have burned this one to the halfway point, I do think that there is kind of an interesting, maybe like white floral note here. It doesn't smell like a distinct gardenia or like a rose or anything like that. It's kind of a little bit of a generic floral note, I guess you could say. The floral does smell a little perfumey to my nose, but I don't want to put the label of a perfumey fragrance over this entire scent here. You definitely get a little bit of it, but this is not one of those perfumey scents that Kringle has kind of been famous for cranking out this year. There is quite a bit of other stuff happening within the scent, but that it's kind of a, I would say, clean, white, slightly perfumey floral that you're getting here. Again, not super distinct, but definitely floral. The herbal note is kind of interesting because, again, I feel like on cold sniff, I didn't get much in the way of a specific herbal note. But now that I've been enjoying this one, I feel like what I'm getting here is kind of a bit of like a sage type note. It's not super prominent, but it's definitely there. When we get into these mid notes, this is really where I kind of start to like see that these notes definitely make sense. First of all, there is mint present in here. It's not a peppermint. I feel like it's more of a spearmint that I smell here. I don't actually really care for peppermint or spearmint myself when it comes to home fragrance, but I feel like it is very, I don't even want to say like tolerable. I would say enjoyable, which is a strange thing for me to say because if you followed my home fragrance related content for any amount of time, you know there's a few fragrance notes that I am really not super enthused about, and usually any type of mint is included in that particular category. But in here, I feel like it just makes so much sense in the overall fragrance that I actually really kind of like it. Now, the green. This, I think, is the most interesting part of this fragrance Because this is a kind of winter themed scent, it doesn't make a whole lot sense necessarily for there to be like a green grassy type note. But you know what? That's what I smell. I smell like a green grassiness, and it is so fresh and it's so pretty. It's just a really lovely take on a green note, and it's perfect. It plays so well with that mint. It plays so well with that little hint of sage and then that kind of non-distinct floral note. It's great. Now the musk here, I will say I do smell a little bit of muskiness in the scent. And again, I feel like the musk here is providing a little touch of perfuminess again, but I still would not give this the title of a perfumey scent. It's a really fresh, green, outdoorsy, I would say more so maybe even like a springtime scent versus winter per se. But I think it could make sense to burn something like this in January. This is definitely not the type of fragrance that I really enjoy around the holidays. I'm not really big on florals this time of year, but I think that this is one that I'm gonna kind of set aside for January. January tends to be a tough month for me in terms of what to burn because I put a hard cutoff on my Christmas fragrances after January 1st. And I always kind of have trouble deciding like what I want to burn next. But this is one of those fragrances that just makes sense in terms of starting the new year with it. It's fresh, it's clean, it's a little perfumey. It's just something different after a lot of the heavier holiday type scents. It's really pleasant, you guys. And like I said, this is not normally what I gravitate towards, but if you're looking for something different and you normally like a lot of the same types of fragrances that I do, you might actually enjoy this one. Definitely make sure you're good with kind of that green, grassy type of note in here, because I will say that is probably the most prominent part of this fragrance. As long as you're good with that, I think you're really gonna enjoy this one. I like it a whole lot. I don't love it, but I do like it a lot. That being said, strength and throw is really good on this one, you guys. I would put the strength of this kind of waffling between like a 7 and an 8 most of the times that I've had it lit. It's really quite potent. And as you can see, my wax pool right now isn't even super deep yet, but I am smelling this so prominently. It really starts going very quickly after you light it up. It's not one of those scents where you feel like you have to wait like an hour or so before it really kicks in. It just kind of goes from the moment that you light it. The throw, I would probably also put somewhere between a 7 and an 8. It is really potent, you guys. This is one that really does a good job in terms of only being a 2-wick of filling the bulk of the downstairs of my house. No matter where I put this one, I notice it like in other parts of my home. The only issue that I will say that I've had with this one is that it really doesn't feel like it goes well with a lot of the other things that I'm burning right now. So it's one of the fragrances that when I've had this one lit, I have kind of just left this one going on its own. And because of the strength and the throw, I feel like I get more than enough fragrance output to be able to enjoy a home fragrance experience. But so far, I haven't found any other scents that I think pair really well with this one. So if you have some suggestions, definitely let me know. But yeah, as far as the fragrance goes, it is really a lovely scent with a great like strength and throw behind it. And I've had no burn issues with this one. The wicks are nice and strong. It pools out quickly. It starts performing almost immediately after lighting it up. The wax has not discolored in any kind of way. I'll go ahead and turn it to the side here so that you can see that there is no soot or anything that is accumulating on the jar. The haze that you see is just a little bit of that residual wax that coats the jar as you burn the candle. But that wax is still the same beautiful creamy white color that it started out as. And I've been burning this one for usually about 5 hours at a time. For the most part, I limit the burn to most candles in my collection to right around 3 hours just to maximize the performance. But like I say, with the Kringle soy formula, I feel like I can usually let it go a whole lot longer. And it just doesn't really cause me any issues. So for me, this is definitely a winner. I was not expecting to really enjoy this one as much as I have, but it's been a really lovely experience. I would love to know how you feel about this one if you happen to pick it up during the launch. Definitely let us know your thoughts in the comments down below. I really appreciate you guys being here for today's reviews. If you're new, definitely make sure you hit that subscribe button if you're interested in more of my home fragrance related content. That way all of my future videos will pop up in your subscription feed. Anyway, thanks for being here. Have a great rest of your evening, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Toodaloo.